Good morning, everyone. This is beginning to become a habit when you see your pastor walk over. But on the feast of St. Joseph the worker, I, as your pastor, come over here as a worker of the Lord. And I just want to make a couple of announcements that I've included some in the note in my bulletin, but I do want to go over them with you personally. The first thing I do want to acknowledge is that at the end of May, Sue Verholey, our Director of Religious Education, will be retiring. And I thank Sue for her years of dedicated service to our children. She is a tremendous support, and I thank her for all that she does. She did a lot for our parish, and so I'm truly grateful for her years of service. And in replacing Sue, I laid out the groundwork of what is going to happen, that the Director of Religious Education position is going to become part-time. In that way, also to assist us in working on our budget that we also need to work on moving forward. I also put in something there about youth ministry, and I do want to address that. For the last several years, our youth ministry has been combined with St. Joseph's Parish in York. About 2-3 weeks ago, I went through in religious ed grades 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And I also went over in the school in grades 4, 5, and 6. And I asked our kids what they thought about youth ministry. Did they know we had youth ministry? And I asked them the question, how many of you will go out to St. Joe's? How many of you would rather see youth ministry here? And the decision was unanimous. All our kids, almost all of them, want to see youth ministry here. And I also told them what an opportunity they had. I said, it's not every day your pastor walks over and asks you what your opinion is. In fact, it was cute. The 4th grade over in the school, I said, you should write this down. They were getting out their notebooks and writing it down. Until I stopped them and said, no, you don't have to write it down. But I did take their input into heart, and so I'm in the process of working that, bringing youth ministry back to St. Patrick Church. I'm hoping that we will be able to work collaboratively with St. Joseph, and I'm working on that right now. That's my hope and my prayer. But, I'm taking the kids' recommendation will bring youth ministry back to the parish. I also put in that article, just so in transparency, as we look at everything budgetarily, that the apartments that we own, the 11 apartments, are now under, since March, elite property management. That was a decision that I made in consultation with the Finance Council. One of the things that I struggled with as pastor is the administration of 11 apartment buildings. And within my 3 years, I've had 2 evictions. Now, imagine anybody who runs apartments having to sign off on an eviction. Imagine being the pastor of a parish and having to sign off on an eviction. I felt that it was very complicated. And so, in deciding that, with Elite Property Management, they rent, they do all the work, but we still own the apartments and we still get the income from them. And so that alleviates me and saves me for being in that position, because if anybody would sue, guess who goes to court? I got enough on my plate. I don't need to go to court. So Elite Property Management's running the apartments right now for us. And so that's one of the changes that we've had. And I shared with you, with the cuts this year, that's, we've cut $38,000 off the budget. But there's a lot of things that go into that. The apartments, we have 3 open. I have to spend $10,000 to get them rentable, and so that they're bringing in income. And so that's one thing I'm looking at doing in the next couple weeks ahead, that they'll be starting the renovation. Nice thing about Elite does that. They have their own people. And so it'll be done quickly, and they'll be back on the market. You might notice the spouts on the church. When you get a heavy rain, the water does not go where it's supposed to. It actually pours out over the spouting. I actually stood outside the one day and took pictures of it and watched to see where the rainwater goes. So that's going to be an area that I got to address shortly. And so there's no short of things that need to be done, and I'm aware of things. I hear a lot of it, this needs to be done, this needs to be done. I just got the lawnmowers and the tractor fixed this week, so that's done, and we can get the grass cut. But the other thing I want to also make you aware of, you hear a lot of times, the cuts that we make, but I also think you should be aware of, some of the sacrifices and which, we make as clergy, moving forward. I put in the bulletin, each priest is allotted each month $600 in food allowance. Father Waugh is also entitled to that $600 in food allowance. Father Waugh I know he does not turn in a food bill since I've been here, and nor do I turn in all my receipts. And I joked with the pastoral council. I said, the reason why I don't turn in my receipts is because I don't want the parish to see how many times I'm going to McDonald's, Wendy's, and Sheetz at the end of the day, eating my dinner. Father Waugh can attest to that. I come in for dinner from Sheetz a lot of times, late at night. But, there's a lot of things that we're doing, and that's a savings to us of $13,000. Also, there's a lot of things that have started appearing. The beautiful altar cloths, the frontals here. I won't claim the white sheet that is on the actual table, but the frontals for the red, we have a white one, we have this white gold one, we have a purple one. One of the things as pastor, I'm responsible to make sure our linens are clean. If they need to be bought, buy new ones, and I can claim reimbursement on that. I have not. And so we have new vestments, we have new altar cloths, all donated by me, just so you're aware. A lot of times I hear people say, we're making cuts and then all of a sudden we're spending money. You're not spending money. I am, okay? And so all for the greater glory of God. And what I have not included, what I just presented to you, what I give the parish on my weekly contribution, my Lenten appeal, my contribution to your Catholic high school, and to St. Patrick Grade School. There's, other things that, that we do to sacrifice for our parish. And so we're sacrificing, we're doing the best that we can as well. We're all in this together. And I tell you something about the gospel, as we listen to it, it says, don't be afraid. And I do believe that. I'm not afraid. God has blessed us the last 3 years. We've done incredibly well. We have, weathered the storm. Yes, we've had to make some difficult decisions, but God himself has provided for us. And so I'm very pleased with that. And there's a difference between being afraid just means we're scared, and concerned. When you're concerned, you are concerned. How are we going to go about this? But ultimately, God provides, and God has provided for our great parish. And we are truly, truly blessed. And so as we move forward, I ask for your prayers. I said this, we're all in this together. We're continuing to plow forward. Great things are happening here. Great things will continue to happen. And so while there's things we need to be concerned about, we just trust God. That's the most important thing. Trust God. We love the Lord with all our heart, mind, soul, and strength, and he will provide for us. This was just too important for me to wait to the end of Mass. I wanted to make sure that everyone was here, and so you could hear this. So that's why I'm doing this talk now. It's my state of the parish, which I should have given a couple months ago, now as we continue to move forward. I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm pleased. Yes, there's struggles, but God provides. And I thank all of you for your continued support for our great parish, and may we continue to work together to continue as St. Joseph the Worker. Joseph was quiet. Joseph was patient. Joseph was a builder. And so on May 1st, even though it's the sixth Sunday of Easter, St. Joseph the worker, the great builder and protector, we ask him to pray for us as we continue on our journey. Thank you, and God bless you.